He left for Montserrat. Now, Montserrat is an extremely high mountain, the climb perilous at best. Before attempting it, Ignatius stopped at the church. He confessed his sins and plans to a holy monk, who then asked if, as an act of total abandonment, he could leave his mule at the monastery. Receiving a yes, he pressed on. If you are truly dependent on the Lord, can you leave your only means of defense, your sword and dagger, at the altar of Our Lady? Ignatius said yes.
It was the feast of the Annunciation, and Ignatius stood guard over his lady, keeping the night watch of arms, the ancient practice of the knights, before receiving their final war regalia. But his regalia was not that of a knight. It was the tattered robe of a pilgrim. Rather than his satin sash, his waist was bound with a rough cord. His fine leather boots he replaced with hemp slip-ons. His leg not entirely healed, he balanced himself precariously on one foot, steadying himself with a roughly whittled walking stick. With the rising of a new day, the knight of the house of Loyola was no more. This knight would fight the impossible fight only for the Lord and his mother. Staff in hand and solely a shell to scoop water from a brook, he was ready, onward to Montserrat.
After Montserrat, he was too sick to go on. Some fine women brought him to a hospital in Manresa. Life in Manresa was simple. Ignatius attended Mass daily, participated in Vespers, and received Holy Communion once a week. He prayed on his knees as much as 7 hours a day. He rarely slept, scourged himself, begged for a small dry piece of bread, and drank a bit of water. His pilgrim's robe not penance enough, he wore a hair shirt. He served the poor and the sick of the hospital, choosing those with the worst diseases. He kept the company of beggars, but no one took him to be a beggar. Consequently, the children made fun of him.
Ignatius discovered a cave which became a lonely battlefield. Temptations of one kind or the other besieged him. One of the severest duels of his life, it seemed as if he were fencing with the Prince of Darkness himself, God's holy night falling only to rise to fight another battle. This would fill a spiritual well with teachings from which not only Jesuits would draw life-giving water of knowledge and strength, but those who would read the spiritual exercises and follow Ignatius to a deeper life with God.